There's new evidence tonight in our exclusive investigation into the dangerous amounts of lead in the drinking water at some Los Angeles schools.
Investigative reporter Joel Grover has uncovered documents of a lead problem at even more schools in the LAUSD. He's here tonight with more of his special report. Joel.
Well, Paul and Colleen, we asked the school district a month ago for records of any water testing it had done in recent years. Officials told us those documents don't exist, because they claim they hadn't done much testing in the last 18 years. But we kept digging, and now we've obtained all this, a paper trail revealing a lead problem that keeps getting bigger. Buried away in the files at the LA School District, test results that show the district analyzed drinking water at numerous schools starting in the late 1990s and found dangerous amounts of lead, like at Woodlake Elementary in Woodland Hills. Records now show the district found high levels of lead in the water here 8 years ago. But officials have been telling parents recently the problem was first discovered last fall.
I don't trust anything they say. My child's instructed not to go near the water fountains, period.
Back in June of 2000, the district found levels of lead in 3 fountains at Woodlake that were far above the 15 parts per billion that the EPA says is safe. One fountain had 80 parts per billion. It was only after more tests were done last fall, when a level of 113 was found in this fountain, that the district began replacing old lead pipes in the school. Pipes that have been banned in new construction since the mid-'80s. Superintendent David Brewer. Shouldn't the district have repiped or done something about this problem at Woodlake 8 years ago?
Yeah, it clearly should have been mitigated, Joel. I don't deny that.
Last week, we reported the results of our investigation when we took samples from drinking fountains at 30 LAUSD elementary schools. Lab analysis found 30% of those schools had drinking fountains with unsafe amounts of lead. The superintendent said our investigation was the first he'd learned of the extent of the lead problem.
We thank you all for what you all have done in highlighting this problem to us.
But records we obtained show the district had found 9 more schools from the late 1990s to 2000 with unsafe amounts of lead in the water. In 2000, tests found more than 8 times the safe level of lead in the water at San Gabriel Elementary in Southgate. In 1997, at Van Gogh Elementary in Granada Hills, unsafe levels of lead were found in at least 10 drinking fountains. And at middle schools like Mann in South LA, more dangerous fountains were identified. Are you concerned that a lot of children have been drinking unsafe water?
I am very concerned. I have just ordered random sampling of all fountains in the district and schools.
You have evidence from the late 90s that a lot of schools had a serious lead problem.
Right.
Shouldn't you have started this district-wide testing then?
I've only been the superintendent 18 months. As of right now, we will have a proactive testing program.
Brewer says the district doesn't have the $300 million it would take to replace all the old lead pipes and fountains in hundreds of schools. But he says based on their upcoming testing, they'll fix the worst problems.
Where there are egregious problems in the piping, we're going to replace those pipes.
Back at Woodlake, the word is spreading that the district knew about the lead problem 8 years before it told parents.
I am having my child blood tested.
Some parents now say the district should be testing all the kids at Woodlake to see if any have lead poisoning.
I think that the district should be offering blood tests, paying for them. I think the district should be supplying clean drinking water.
Now, as for those schools we mentioned where lead was found in the water, the district has replaced some, but not all of the old lead pipes. But even with the repairs, high levels of lead have still been found in the water at some of those schools. More on this story as the days come.
We'll be hearing a lot more.